Where have I been the past 5 years?
And where are we going?
That's all, folks.
It was 5 years ago. I was trying to get this YouTube channel up, and then I got a job. I got hired. I got a 9-to-5 job. I went from a part-time, high-paying remote job to a entry-level, minimum wage, full-time job on purpose because I wanted to fulfill a vision of being a painter by being closer to the industry. So that's why I've been at the Art Students League for 5 years, painting and working. In 2 months, I'm quitting my job to become a full-time artist. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Living above this wine store, these guys trusted me to take their cart and come back. I had recently completed the career development 1-month course that they offer almost never with Mark Dennis at the Art Students League, and so I was ready to try out this demystified path. I've been working since high school, and honestly, I think retirement should be at 40 years old. I got cheap rent in someone's house. I've been saving up a cushion, and I'm taking an educated leap. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if I just break even the rest of my life. Me too. Oh wow, can I help you? Actually, I got it. Oh, perfect. Okay, you got here. I walked all the way to the East Village so I could get footage of me like moving this little art show movie that I'm doing. Awesome. Yeah. Hey. So, okay. The way I spent my life reading about New York art shows, visiting these exhibitions, and now I'm finally here. Hugo, Millie, Robert, John, so many people for Nouveau Surrealism. It's not my first show in New York, but I mean, this was definitely their Speed Engine. It's definitely this. Oh, Allison and Justin, hi. This show was so special. I will always remember this show. I think it's, yeah, maybe the most memorable I've had. So
Her tits are just completely out.
dude, like, send me that photo. I'll kill you.
That's a great photo. You should. This is gonna be Justin's. In these cars, stop costing me money.
Just getting pulled.
Catching a charge on the drive home. Fucking Ella back there.
I was scared. Pull over because that she could just.
At the end of the day, all I want to do is fuse my creative spirits with the spirit of the night. I'm always chasing this memory of beautiful landscape, wild natural landscape of my childhood. It's why I like the window always open, all the doors open.
Yep.
I could post a photo from the session tomorrow and be like, I'm painting at the moment tomorrow. And then
You could.
like, are you live streaming? And I'll be like, everybody takes the train. Boo-doo-doo. Doesn't matter if it's raining. Then you turn around and come back y'all don't want to talk about it, but Richard Morris Hunt, who did the base for the Statue of Liberty to stand upon, was the first American to go to the Beaux-Arts school. Let that sink in. Just kidding. But seriously, the artists that did go to Beaux-Arts were the ones that set the standard for Western art in America. But still, the Art Students League has better training today.
You have to look inside yourself and you have to say, well, what am I about? Why does anyone need this? Why does anyone need a Tom Ford jacket? What do I believe in? I love the idea of feather earrings. This works quite perfectly. On these, we dropped the yellow lenses, yes. Correct? I've always liked Macassar, which is a particular type of wood. I've always liked gray. I've always liked velvet inside the pocket. That's a good color. I think this is absolutely beautiful. And you start to put all those things together and you start to develop a vocabulary that is a personality. And the brand then takes on a personality based on your personality. I like the simplicity of it. I like the severity of it. The shape is good. It's old-fashioned in a way. It's also very modern in a way. I love to work.
And I love to stare into the abyss. No, but also work. I love, yeah, I love working. Okay, I did this painting after I spent a couple hours in the Montmartre Museum at the top of the hill there. And it had paintings by people that just lived on this hill and were artists. Yeah, when I got to the painting spot where everyone was, I was excited to, like, create that same spirit of the paintings done on that hill. And so, like...
And so you would walk through here and then down these steps from where?
Yeah, from this door, and then, like, the cafe would be down there, and so that's where you would, like... And then it's this beautiful view, like, way down this hill. Should I just start talking? So this is called Weaponized Religion, and it's about people who... Not people. It's just about the phenomenon of leveraging something meant to be good for humanity as something that you can, like, enforce with, like, violence and force. So it's a simple, striking piece, something you might find, like, in the MoMA, like that furry cup with the like that furry saucer piece. And yeah, I got these in New Mexico. This artist Bradford had sawed off guns, this barrel of them. There was a program out there, like, bring your guns, no questions asked, and we'll destroy them. Like, it's a good program. And so then and then he had a Bible too, and so he, like, he handed me them, and I just carried them around until when I could weld them together. And so I did that at the Art Students League because they have a welding class. Yeah. So in the back you can, like, hang it up, like, so it hangs on the wall like that. Yeah, I don't really, I don't come from a big gun family or anything, so I'm not used to, like, holding it. It's really a trip feeling it, like, but whatever, I'm sure that's, like, so lame to some people, like, you've never shot guns. Some people get uppity about using color straight out of the tube. And so anyway, I just want anyone watching this knowing that I want them to know I know about that. I'm sorry that I just used this blue straight out the tube without mixing it first, but I did mix some of these paints on here. Actually, this is made with the pinkest pink. That it's not very saturated. It's like a light wash, but I've got this pinkest pink pigment that was made by Stuart Semple, who created it after Anish Kapoor did that Blackest Black and said no one could use it but him. And so he was like, well, everyone can use this pink is pink except Anish Kapoor. And then so someone gave me, some of that pink is pink. And then later that week, I met Anish Kapoor at a gallery in Chelsea. I was like, that's insane. I feel like one summoned the other. Anyway, that painting you just saw me working on, I had that hanging, well, it was displayed, the two of them, in the windows at the Chelsea Blick Art Supply on 23rd between 8th and 7th. So that was really exciting. That was up for September, and lots of people got to see it. But it didn't sell. Why? So less than a year went by, and I ended up reading about how the Wizard of Oz, well, the Emerald City was an allegory for DC, Washington, DC. Anyway, I ended up painting this on like what was 2 discarded canvases, and they were moldy. The backs were moldy, so I had to rip them off the stretchers and throw them away. Now it's destroyed, but isn't it pretty?
Its cover was Drake in blackface. Everything about what Pusha T did to Drake is why you don't get involved with people like Pusha T. You know,
As I was painting these tropical washes at Garen Baker's studio near Newburgh, north of the city, at some point, I can't remember really the exact chronology of like how this all developed, but I think of my work as extensions of the natural world, and that might sound obvious, but to me, I mean it in more of a special way. And anyway, so while I'm painting these, I'm imagining Florida O'Keeffe. It flashes into my mind so quickly. Georgia O'Keeffe had also gone to the Art Students League. And there's a Georgia, but why no Florida O'Keeffe? And just because there's no Florida O'Keeffe doesn't mean she did not also attend the Art Students League, right? I'm imagining doing tropical versions of the Desert Georgia paintings, tropical flowers. John Variano suggests the alligator skull instead of the cow skull. I imagine it going over like a swamp line, like a swamp water line. And then I imagine Mona Lisa and how she's stuck in Paris with 20,000 visitors a day. She's just behind glass sitting there and she never gets out. And I know that Europeans have a magical idea about Florida from, the postcards. So I start painting her relaxing in the tropical south. I imagine freeing her for this trip to a semi-fictional space around Florida I'm calling the tropical south. And you can learn more about this project and get the corresponding zine. Maybe I'll put it online at some point. If you come to the October 2nd opening, 2026, in Savannah, Georgia, at Norwood Gallery, 2014 to Lesseps.
You become Mona Lisa expert.
Well, pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna get an honorary PhD from somewhere pretty soon. Maybe Yale. Yeah.
Oh, you were going to Spain for me.
What?